Here in Dallas, the Cowboys and the Patriots in a hunt for a playoff spot, and Tom Landry has a 10-3 lead over his former assistant coach Raymond Berry.
These days, when you're pumping your own gas, nobody's going to ask to check your oil. That's your job, and Pennzoil is the oil for the job. When you're around golf course machinery as much as I am, you know you've got to check the oil to keep that engine protected. And you know you've got to use a quality oil. So when you check your oil, and you should, ask for Pennzoil.
Pennzoil, quality protection. Ask for it. Missile exercise, Caribbean.
10025 follow your target, over. Hotel, target's turning starboard outbound, over. Fire.
Most jobs promise you the world.
Birds away.
The Navy delivers. See your recruiter or call this number. Navy, it's not just a job, it's an adventure.
A lot of good old boys around here know the best places to hunt and fish. Places that are hard to get to and get through and get around. That's why they got the original, the Honda ATC. The ATC will get you through water, it'll get you through swamp and mud. The fact is, the ATC works so good down here. There's a story going around that Mr. Honda used to live on the bayou. Everybody know he lived up by Shreveport.
The seasons change. From America's heartland to our gleaming cities, young men and those who inspire as well as coach gather for a reaffirmation of a truly American sport. This season, come home to college basketball when UCLA battles DePaul. America loves its sports, NBC style.
And once again, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Bob Costas along with Pete Axthelm and Ahmad Rashad, and we'll check with Bill McAtee in Dallas during this halftime report. Earlier today at the Silverdome in Pontiac, the Lions enjoyed a brief highlight in a season of frustration, defeating Green Bay 31-28. Forrest Gregg's Packers had beaten the Lions 41-9 earlier in the year, and they came in on a 4-game winning streak. Gary Ellis scored the game's first touchdown on this 40-yard run around left end in the first quarter, made it 7-0. Eventually, they went ahead 21-7 until in the second quarter, Gary Danielson found David Lewis with his 21-yarder, made it 21-14. Then Danielson was replaced for one play in the waning seconds of the first half by Mike Machurik. For this purpose, Machurik has a stronger arm than Danielson. He unloads the Hail Mary, and somehow Mark Nichols catches it amid a group of Packers. They call a timeout with 2 seconds to play. Eddie Murray nails a field goal, makes it 21-17 at the half. After a Detroit touchdown gave them a 24-21 lead, Jeff Chadwick latched on to the third of 3 Gary Danielson touchdown passes. They went up 31-21 at that point, withstood a late Packer touchdown. They win it 31-28, and so the Packers are all but eliminated in the NFC Central. If Chicago should win on Sunday against Minnesota, then the Bears will have it wrapped up. In the game you're watching today on NBC, the Cowboys, without much offense, but with their defense doing a heck of a job, leading New England 10-3. Raymond Berry's team comes in at 8-4, very hopeful of a wild card spot in the AFC. But this pass by Tony Eason, who had been intercepted only 5 times all season coming in, picked off by Michael Downs. He takes it in for a 27-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Dallas lead. The Cowboys registered 6 first-half sacks, this one by linebacker Anthony Dickerson on Eason. Dickerson, number 51. An exchange of field goals by Tony Franklin and Raphael Septien set the score at 10-3 in favor of the Cowboys at the half. Ahmad, the Cowboys with something to prove today on a national scale, on national television on Thanksgiving Day, coming off that humiliating defeat in Buffalo on Sunday, and they're doing it.
And they were humiliated last week against Buffalo. But, you know, Dallas is not a bad football team. For years, they've always had this mystique that they'd always win the football game, but everything has evened up over the years. It happened to me while I was playing at Minneapolis. We had a lot of star players that either got hurt or retired, and you have to replace those people. In Dallas, they keep talking about the quarterback controversy, but that's not really the reason. They got a lot of spots that they're trying to fill, and because they're the Cowboys, they're rebuilding on the entire country's microscope.
All right, let's turn over to Pete Axthelm now. Ax, your thoughts on what's transpired so far?
Well, I'm more concerned with the news item to come out of Dallas this week that they're going to put a roof on Texas Stadium. I think this is a terrible mistake. And for evidence, I want to give you the first game today. Detroit and Green Bay. Remember those great games when you were a kid? In fact, your wife, Randy, was talking about this earlier.
Well, I'm sure she was.
Loved to watch the snow. Alex Karras and Roger Brown and Dave Hanner and Fuzzy Thurston. Those guys would be slogging around in the mud and the snow. I started to sound like John Madden. He likes to talk like this, right? but it's true. Those were great games in old Tiger Stadium with the stands looming above and the shadows and the darkness. Now they play indoors, 31-28 indoor football. Bob, give me a break.
Dome stadiums, AstroTurf, a league that plays its games in the spring. Is nothing sacred any longer in this great land of ours?
Something to contemplate in this holiday season.
Although not for terribly long. As we turn to Bill McAtee in Dallas, he's with Charlie Waters. Bill, add some sanity to this scene, will you?
It's going to be tough, but I'll give it a shot. Charlie Waters is the honorary captain today, and he was with the Cowboys, of course, for some of those great years in All-Pro. They never used 7 defensive backs, and Landry is using that quite a bit today.
Well, when I played, we tried to use 7, but we didn't have anybody that could play the linebacker position. If you can add a guy that can play the linebacker position to prevent the run, then maybe we could get 7 in. That's what we have now with Bill Bass playing the linebacker. He has the responsibility of covering the back coming out of the backfield, but he also stops the run very well.
Cowboys not known as an emotional team, and yet one couldn't help but feel that if they were ever capable of playing an emotionally intense game, it was after the loss to Buffalo. You could sort of feel it in the locker room this week.
Yeah, it's been a really strange season for the Cowboys. Up and down. One week played great. Hey, they've had a great game against St. Louis 2 weeks ago, and then they turned around and played a horrible game last week. Of course, Coach Landry is not an emotional type coach. He feels like it's up to the players to take care of that, and they're doing it today.
Thanks for coming by and talking.
Thank you. Thank you.
By the way, Bobby, we talked about the weather earlier. It is really getting a little chilly out here right now.
Hope you brought an overcoat, Bill. We'll check back with you later in the day. And as time allows, we'll be here after the game to run down some scores and highlights for you. Come to think of it, how many scores are there? Only 2 games today. We'll think of something to do, and we'll get back to Dick and Merlin after these messages from your local stations.
Tonight on Cheers, Diane turns on the charm for her boyfriend's mom, but what does mom think?
Stop seeing my son, or as God is my witness, I'll kill you.
That's kind of cute. You'll die laughing on Cheers. And on Night Court, Stella Stevens is a madam with a holiday surprise for Harry.
Awesome.
A Thanksgiving feast of laughter.
Tonight.
In 1982, Sony revolutionized music with a compact disc player. Now, of course, the competition is joining the revolution. But Sony is starting another one. Introducing the car compact disc player. And for those who don't drive, Sony introduces the portable compact disc player. For innovations in music, do what the competition does. Follow the leader.
Some luxury car dealers say, if you want performance, you can't have room. Or if you want responsive handling, you can't have comfort. Or if you want high-tech engineering, you can't have style. Your Southern California Cadillac dealers say you can. The front-wheel drive DeVille and Fleetwood give you performance, engineering, style, and Cadillac care warranted for 4 years or 50,000 miles. Get the best of all from your Southern California Cadillac dealers.
The new American business morning. Faster, more fleeting, with time more precious. And UPS is there, meeting the challenge every business day. It's UPS Next Day Air, and that means getting it there. Keeping pace with morning deliveries to more people and more places than ever before.
UPS Next Day Air. Morning, morning, morning.
UPS Next Day Air, getting it there every business morning.
Getting it there.
Sammy Davis joins Richard Dawson all this week at 7:30.
Welcome back to Irving, Texas Stadium. The Cowboys lead 10-3 at the half. Of course, part of the holiday spirit is to enjoy the fun and games of football, but it also is a reminder that this is the season of sharing and giving and protecting those that perhaps are not as fortunate as we are. And the football players themselves are involved. Here's Bob Bruning of the Cowboys.
Well, I'd be probably playing hooky from school or something like that, or just running around with my friends or getting in trouble like always.
I mean, it makes me feel like somebody really does care. It's hard to believe somebody, you know, a cowboy coming out.
A variety of reasons why the kids are here: learning disabilities, broken homes, orphan children. One of the goals that Happy Hill Farm has is to make productive citizens out of the young children that come to their place through the work ethic, through good education, through a loving environment. I feel a tremendous need to help those kids that may not have the opportunities a lot of other children have. I have 3 boys of my own. We have a relatively stable home, and we do have a home. That compels me to go out and find a Happy Hill Farm that's helping kids accomplish their goals.
Bob has been a hero to the children. There are not many heroes around these days, and a person to whom the children can look as a real, live, honest-to-goodness hero.
Dallas. I think it's the Rose Bowl.
The Rose Bowl? No.
On breaks, when I go home, I don't get in trouble no more like I used to because this place is helping me out.
As a pro athlete, you get a lot of opportunities to do different charitable type work, and this is one that we feel especially privileged to be a part of.
And so Bob Bruna gives to the Dallas community, and so does Steve Nelson and the New England Patriots. It's the mark of maturity when someone who is fortunate realizes his obligation to give back to others. Here's Steve Nelson's story.
For the past 11 years, I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to make my living as a linebacker in the National Football League. Hello, I'm Steve Nelson, the New England Patriots. Football has obviously been a very big part of my life over the years, and it was through football I had the opportunity to meet a group of very special people. It was shortly after mid-season knee injury in 1978 that I came here to the Wrentham State School in Massachusetts to use their pool for therapy. I think throughout my therapy, I developed a real friendship with both staff and residents at the school, and really through their help, they got me back playing football that year. And for a little gratitude, I thought a number of my teammates and I would have a play day with the residents, and it kind of blossomed from that. The closeness, the contact, the one-on-one visits with them, that's what makes my teammates come back. The biggest learning experience I've had at the school was that they're people first and they're handicapped second. For a couple hours a day, I can escape into a world which I'm not a football player, I'm a friend. They just are happy to see me, and the feelings likewise. What really came to light personally was when we had our special child of our own, our second daughter, Casey. You know, I believe nothing is by chance and everything is planned for you. And if I had a chance to have Casey be normal and never played down in football, I'd want Casey to be normal. A special child has really strengthened our family. My wife and I's marriage has been stronger. Our kids are much more sensitive to everyone else. On this very special day, the Nelsons would like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
Wonderful story. Steve Nelson has been working with that group for 7 years, and then 2 years after he started, he had a special child of his own. I know you've given back. MS has been your cause.
I think it's important that we give something back to our communities, and I'm really proud to see that kind of story from athletes who are making certain that they're making their communities a better place to live.
Now, that's really a happy Thanksgiving when you can share it with other people. It's halftime here in Texas. 10-3 Cowboys. NFL 84 continues after these words from your local station.
This gift is for a friend of mine, so he won't feel alone at Christmas time.
Remember the true spirit of Christmas on Kodacolor VR films. Kodak's sharpest, most dazzling color print films ever.
Dear Joe, I sent this gift because you're my very best friend, love. Santa Claus.
Sakes alive, sakes alive. Only Mazda's got a sporty truck with just 59.95.
I just got a sporty truck priced like some base trucks. The Mazda B2000 SE5. Look, it comes standard with a 5-speed, radials and spoker wheels, sporty stripes, step bumper, and dual sport mirrors. Pretty sporty for just $59.95.
Sakes alive.
Mazda SE5.
He's at the 40, the 30. Wait a minute, he's still going to the Sears 2-day sale. Opens 8 a.m. Friday and Saturday. Run in and save $80 on this touch control microwave with probe, $199.99. Save $100 on this fast start gas grill, just $179.99. Save $60 on this 13-inch color TV, now only $219.99. Here he comes for a touchdown to win the game with the Sears 2-day sale.
There's more for your life.
Open 8 a.m. this Friday and Saturday.
Friday, he conquered an empire with his sword. She conquered him with her bare hands. Conan the Barbarian, Friday.
Once you see it, you'll never forget it. Once it gets in your mind, it will stay in your mind. Introducing Calais from Oldsmobile, brand new from 1985. The impression will linger. The performance will astound. Calais from Oldsmobile. Its good looks will haunt you. But until you drive it, you haven't